Narcissists are a lot of things, but today I want to expound on the fact that narcissists are extremists. This term is usually reserved for religious or political radicals, but narcissists practice extremism as well. Extremism is defined as the quality or state of being extreme or the advocacy of extreme measures or views. If you accept this fact about narcissists, you would realize that you cannot put anything past them. There are no limits to which they would go if given the opportunity. But before we go any further, I would like to welcome and thank everyone for clicking on this video. If you are new, my name is Clarice and I do videos exposing narcissists, leaving no stone unturned. Also, I would like to give a shout out to my latest channel member, Rebecca Stowers. Thank you for deciding to join the channel membership program. Your support is greatly appreciated. Okay, so narcissists are extremists. They are militant and persistent in getting what they want. That is why they are usually over the top during the love bombing phase, but then you soon realize that they are either giving their all or nothing at all. They would go all out to trap you in a relationship or to get what they want from you, but as soon as their desires are fulfilled, they become distant, cold, and easily annoyed by your presence. And I am not just referring to romantic relationships. This can happen with friends and family who are narcissists. They go from smiling and considerate when they want something to ignoring or even ghosting you when they think you are no longer relevant. The enthusiasm the narcissist has when they are trying to get something is so forced that it is unsustainable, and that is why they can go from loving you to hating you in no time at all, and you are just left baffled, wondering what happened. They go from hot to cold. They are either at one end of the spectrum or the next. There are hardly any days, if ever, where they are just all right. I guess when they are unwell would be one of those exceptions where they are not love bombing you, but they cannot fight with you either. They just prefer to act helpless and expect you to wait on them, hand and foot. Another way they are extreme is how they respond to the slightest offense. You may make a suggestion or ask them not to do something, and they decide they will never do something for you ever again. Or from that day forward, they would stop something just because you may have given a constructive critique or whatever have you. For those of you who are not familiar with this type of behavior, I will give you an example or two. The first one is based on a true story. Basically, someone I knew, when they were a child, they started learning to play chess. His narcissistic mom would happily play with him as she would be the one who always won. But one day, he won. He said that she looked him in the eyes and said that she would never play chess with him ever again. And she didn't. Narcissists hate losing in every sense of the word. And this is the sort of petty, extreme behavior that you can expect from a narcissist. Another example would be where they may usually text you or ring you at a certain time. God forbid that you missed that call or didn't respond to their message in a timely fashion. The narcissist will look to punish you by stopping that ritual of calling or texting you. Just like that. You could have been doing this for years, but the narcissist would instantly put a stop to it. And to get them to do it again usually involves a lot of begging on your part. And you now have to ensure you live up to the narcissist's expectations to avoid them punishing you again. They are not reasonable people. They are over the top with the expectations that they have for the people in their lives. They want you to walk on eggshells around them. They want you to watch your tone around them. They want you to always be considerate towards them and accommodate all their mood swings. In their minds, they are the king or queen, and everyone around them are their subjects, who should know their role or risk being executed. The narcissist wants to be feared but still loved, and unfortunately, sometimes they do get that from some of the people they are able to abuse and control. Narcissists are also extreme with the fake image that they portray. They take self-development to a whole new level, but it is because they are never satisfied. Nothing they do or accomplish is ever enough. More, more, more is the motto they live by. They will fill their schedules with things that make them look good and important, but neglect the things that really matter, like their partners and children, even their own mental health and true self. They are guilty of changing their mask to fit their surroundings. They go from being an angel of light for outsiders to the devil with those who they claim to love. The narcissist can also go from treating you as irrelevant to making it appear as though you are the most important person in the world to them. This is also why narcissistic relationships can be so tumultuous. You are literally on an emotional roller coaster of constant highs and lows, which can be emotionally draining and stressful. Narcissists are extreme when it comes to pushing their agendas and asserting their control. They are extreme in the way they view life, people, and relationships. They believe we should cater to their needs and wants. They believe we exist to serve them and entertain them. They are extreme in their demands and expectations of others. They are extreme in their desire to hurt and break you. They want to take everything they can from you and leave you with nothing. They are selfish beyond reason. They are greedy beyond reason. They are hateful without reason. Narcissists are die-hard manipulators, liars, and abusers. That is why they should be avoided at all costs. As usual, I hope you all found this beneficial. Please leave me a comment below and have a blessed week, everyone.